What up, African world? It's Home Team here, and welcome back to another video of African history, culture, and worldview. Also, welcome back to my series, A Closer Look. Today, we'll be taking a closer look at the Ewe people. As always, by supporting this channel on Patreon, you're helping in the creation of these videos and supporting this content. If you'd like access to full courses and sources, or you simply want to show your support, you may do so by clicking the Patreon link in the description box below. The Ewe people are the largest ethnic group in Togo, and they tend to dominate the country economically speaking. The Ewe people comprise of a number of clans or subgroups, such as the Anlo of Ghana and Togo, the Uachi, Mina, the Aja, and others. The Ewe are closely related to the Fon people of Benin, but they tend to be distinguished by their historical resistance to the kingdom of Dahomey. The early history of the Ewe people is not really well known, unfortunately. According to oral tradition, the Ewe people began a gradual westward migration from Oyo in the Yoruba region of modern-day Nigeria in the 13th century. Despite this, archaeological evidence suggests that the Ewe had a longer and more continuous presence in the Ewe heartland of southern Togo. However, both of these may be true, as Ewe oral history may reflect the diversity within Ewe identity, with the existence of numerous clans or subgroups. One theory suggests that this oral tradition may have arisen during the 18th century when Oyo came to overpower Dahomey and their neighbors in Togo. Oral tradition also tells us about why the Ewe decided to migrate. A 17th century tyrant by the name of King Agakoli of Notsi was said to have run havoc on the Ewe people. This state-sanctioned abuse, according to some scholars, shaped the Ewe's decision to not form any large states with oppressive leaders. But of course, this is just a theory and we can't know for sure. The Anlo Ewe of Ghana, however, did form a regional confederacy in kinship groups, all acknowledging a sort of high priest. However, for the most part, most Ewe people maintained small local or regional powers. These local Ewe territories provided a safe haven from the violence of wars in the kingdoms of Dahomey and the Ashanti. The Ga and Fante-speaking people such as the Mina began to settle among the Ewe and slowly adopted their language and customs and perhaps even intermarried with them, creating a new subgroup of the Ewe people. Unfortunately, because the Ewe shied away from forming a centralized state, they were prone to many slave raids from larger, more centralized kingdoms in the 17th to the 19th centuries. In addition to sharing a language and certain historical experiences, Ewe communities were knit together by trade, as market women exchanged fish and imported European goods for the agricultural produce of interior groups within the continent. However, European colonial powers partitioned Ewe territory by the end of the 19th century between the British in the Gold Coast, the Germans in Togoland, who occupied the Ewe heartland, and the French in Dahomey. Ironically, European colonialism and abuse actually strengthened Ewe identity. When British and French mandates further divided the Ewe heartland of southern Togoland, it was primarily the trade distribution that gave rise to the Ewe unification movement after World War I. The movement for the unification of Togoland and all Ewe territories gained momentum after World War II, but the rival colonial powers, fearing a loss of influence in the region, held a vote in which non-Ewe Togolese, fearing Ewe domination of a unified Togoland, overwhelmingly opposed unification and outvoted the Ewe minority. Living near the coast, the Ewe have historically benefited more than their northern neighbors from trade and economic development. After colonialism, the Ewe prospered as owners of cocoa plantations and have played a large role in the commerce and civil service of both Togo and Ghana. Especially in Togo, their economic power has earned the resentment of northern ethnic groups, leading to the Ewe's exclusion from political power in Togo since the days of independence. Well, I'm all out, guys. If you like these videos and want to help in its continued production, consider supporting the home team on patreon.com. The link is in the description box below. Know thyself, remember your ancestors. Peace.